Nice.
What is up, my fellow gamers? Welcome to the channel. I am the Lethal Shinobi, and today Gearbox and Counterplay Games gifted us with another set of patch notes. It includes a new mass salvage option in the armory, a life counter, and a healthy dose of bug fixes. Let's get into it. Guys, this video is going to be a quick one. We've got patch 3.3.50. In this patch, the one thing that I am the most excited for is the filtering options now available in the armory. Now, I'm not going to cover everything. I'm going to highlight what I believe to be the most impactful things from this patch note. I'll link it down in the description below if you guys want to read it for yourselves. There's quite a bit in this update. The salvage option has now been replaced with a mass salvage option. Similar to before, you can use the mark for salvage for fewer items and use a mass salvage to salvage big bulks of items that you have in your inventory. Mass salvage will allow you to filter items based on a certain criteria and then salvage them all at once. As before, you won't be able to salvage any items that are equipped or favorited. For PC players, those using keyboard and mouse, you can now mark items for salvage by right-clicking or dragging over multiple items to mark them. Now, it's the actual filtering options that they've added which is the interesting part. The new filter options now include all items, all except augments, weapons, life stones, rings, charms, amulets, banners, and augments. From the rarity side, it can do all except legendary, and then all the other rarities individually, common, uncommon, rare, epic, and you can actually filter mutations now, so you can sort by primal, cursed, awakened, and all mutated items. This was such a needed change because organizing loot before felt like a chore. I'll have to test it out, but it seems like it'll be a much easier task to sort through those. Another great change is the life counter has now been added into the game. Players will now be able to see the remaining lives displayed on the game HUD. This is only for game modes that you actually have limited lives on, such as the Ascended Tower of Trials. For multiplayer, this is great because as the life pool is shared, you can never tell if your ally had died or not and how many lives you had remaining until you actually died yourself. Now when a player dies, a special ping is temporarily placed in a location that they died. Players will now be prompted with a final confirmation message before going on to the final assault of the Heart of Darkness. The ray tracing options have been updated with a new balance mode. There have been some nerfs in this patch, guys. A 30-second cooldown has been added to Hecate's Inferno armor, but the effect now lasts for an additional 2 seconds. They have slightly reduced the strength of traits that deal bonus damage to enemies afflicted with ailments. The critical hit section of the grid has actually been revamped. Only the critical hit chance skills are available, and the skills associated with critical hit chance have been reduced in strength. This change was actually live at patch 3.2.206, but was missing from the patch notes. The bronze animus spawned by the dark tier in Lightbringer deals 40% more damage now while protected, and they have slightly reduced the strength of the Guardian Kuriakos and High Lord Mercantor to bring them more in line with other bosses. Now moving on to the bug fixes quickly, guys. I have read through all of them. I'm just going to highlight a few of them that I think are relevant. They solved the multiplayer issue where the leaping shield bash attack would not trigger soul shatter damage. This has personally happened to me many times. One of the community requested fixes was that they solved an issue where the ailment consumption damage formula was calculating results incorrectly. Another issue that I personally suffered from was when armored enemies would only take 1 damage per second from ailments. This has now been fixed. 2 fixes that they've implemented I'm really happy about. They solved an issue where the polarity shockwave attack could be interrupted, and they solved an issue where the pole arm northern technique could also be interrupted. As a pole arm user, this is a great change for me. Another interesting one was that they solved a multiplayer issue where the spectral takedown prompt was displayed to other players. Well, that's all I have for you today, guys. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more GodFall content, and until then, I wish you all a blessed day, and I will catch you in the next one.